Hi, hello, and welcome to the Lunar Lounge series brought to you by Vertex of Abundance. My name is Serene Priestess Ablosi. I'll be your oracle today. I'm excited to be back to doing a moon video. It's been a minute to do like a full moon or new moon video. We've been really in the other series, which is the Daily Tarot Buffet. It's not actually every day, it's every other day because that's the cycle of the moon. So I'm just gonna get right in here, fit right in here and see what we got going on. The full moon is just in a couple of days, so this video is a few days late, but um, hey, it's happening. So that's interesting because I wanted to, okay, that's weird. Let's go ahead and cast the ascending energy. Vertex of Abundance is the galactic temple of ascension, delivering sacred messages from behind the veil. If anything I say resonates deeply with you, my dear, go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book concessions, and a donation. We will be imposing the guidance from Thoth Tarot. It's illustrated by Lady Frida Harris and developed by Aleister Crowley. If anything said resonates deeply with you, go ahead and smash that like button. Also, we will be using the minor arcana of the Cosmic Coven Tarot to deliberate the findings on any matching or pairs. For instance, right now we have a pair of tens, two tens in a reading. And also we'll be using the Veda Sibilla Daily Oracle to deliberate the findings for any type of correlative or corresponding energy. For instance, we have the Fool and the Lover's card. We have the Ten of Swords and the Lover's card and the Fool and the Ten of Swords. So both of these mean a couple few things. For instance, when you see the Fool or the Justice or the Judgment card with a 7, 8, 9, or 10 of Swords, it means something is moving through the spiritual court system. So we have a 9 and a 10 of Swords. Somebody's been found guilty and they're being sentenced. So let's get in here, fit in here, and see what we got going on. The thing about Sagittarius is that it's Mula Nakshatra. It's the womb, the galactic center of the universe. It's literally the womb of creation, not the cradle, but the womb. The reason I've missed this video is I love this specific spread. I can't seem to hide my giddy. Okay, I might have a case of the cackles. Okay, so let's do this. All right. Well, we're heading towards union, communion, partnership, lovers card. And what that is, what that looks like is Chariot becoming the lovers card. Okay. This lovers card is clarified by Six of Wands and the Two of Wands. So there's choice, there's favor, and the Six is receiving, the Wands is receiving glory. And then we also have choices, different than the Two of Swords, which would be decisions. This is choices, Two of Wands. So we might have to choose either love itself or to choose between two different people. In the union, communion, partnerships, and also with the 10 of swords there, we have somebody that may have their sun in Gemini. So let's take a look, see. Yeah, so somebody who's dutiful, we may be finding them in their place of business or their place of responsibility. A message from them is that they're contemplating something or processing. Something's percolating. So there's some joy in the heart for us. They might have a solution or some medicine or support to give us because if there is a third party, that something has been so spirity, the longing. There could be some wanting, hoping, wishing, praying, conjuring up some wounding from the past, some kind of longing, or it could be that they're not certain something's going to work out and they really want to attend to a situation. I don't quite see what that is, how that is, what that looks like, but let's just talk about it a little bit. We have the chariot here, and it's clarified by the Nine of Swords and the Ten of Swords. So there could be some rumination, the type that gives us distress. It might be born for another person out of guilt, out of shame. For us, we could be distressed. The rumination would have to deal with being haunted, being attacked, being targeted, or having to do something rather difficult. We're at the prickly part of a cycle that's trying to end. The combination of that cycle is here too, Ten of Swords. So that's the light after darkness. That's the brightness that comes when you're walking through dark, or the light at the end of the tunnel, whatever, what have you. But it can be because of a betrayal, a backstab, usually. Um, for another person, this would be a collapse, a rupture, being canceled. For us, it would be a breakthrough after a breakdown. Okay, now we also have the Fool card here. It's coming into the field. That's the overall energy right now, new beginnings. So Fool card with the Lovers card could be new love or new choices. Or the Lovers card is union, communion, partnerships. We don't have a 2, but we do have a 10 of cups here. So that's a double 10. But this 10 of swords with the Fool card means putting something to bed, laying something down. That's the overall energy. The combined energy with us and one other person would be dinero, dinari, which means something's here at the heart of the matter is very precious and it's to be protected. We're in this energy of melancholia. There's been a lot of delays, and this energy's been moving rather secretively. But if there's a third party, this third party might be putting some blockages on something. And so something might die, but if there's something that's in the higher realm, they've made a decision. So if this is not a third party, but it's just what's going on in the 5D, a decision's been made, a discovery has even been made. So something is going to shift and change because they might have arrived at a conclusion. This Nine of Swords with the Fool card, again, denari. Something here is at the heart of the matter. It's very precious, but now is wukuku, hey, lover, the lamante with casa. So they may want to build a something ship with us. We do have the Lovers card with the 10 of cups, which means, again, unique community partnership. Specifically, what that means, my dear, is long-term relationship. I didn't mention that. From Vibe by the Tarot, we will be using the Papa Love Oracle to deliberate any findings for pairings, specifically union. So we have the, oh, okay, wow, we have a lot of cards fall just now. The 2 cards for us fell face up. We may be seen as some kind of wanton, lewd, and lascivious energy out there. I'm saying it that way, maybe as a pejorative, maybe not. If it strikes you in some kind of way, it should. If it doesn't, then it should. That's exactly, however you take it is exactly how you're supposed to take it. So, fateful encounter, though, this is something that sparked. Um, we may be detached, that I'm getting, because it's saying here that we're avoidant as well. fond of many lovers, has many love affairs. We may get many crushes. Um, because on our end, the one watching this video, we're chariot. So we've gone through some initiation. We might be moving out of dark times. And frankly, unless we're, because, okay, well, maybe we might be lewd and lascivious because Nine of Swords in the chariot card, excuse my language, but that can mean, venereal disease. Um, normally, I'd need to see the Empress as well. We do have a slight Venusian energy here. So this is saying that whomever this third party is, there's a glow up. And there's been infatuation. So it might have been purely physical at one time. I'm just like getting that. I did say what I said about Nine of Swords and the Chariot. That could mean that, something happened. Go to the doctor, get checked on. Okay, and the message from this other side is that they said, I've been wearing a mask by appearing happy and serene in front of others. When I am alone, I think about you and I realize that my true authentic self was when I was with you. They're also trying to reinvent themselves. I'm trying to reinvent myself, releasing the old me. I took you for granted, disappointed you, and deserted you when you needed me the most. I want to come back stronger so that I can build something better with you. Okay, well, I don't think it's us. I think it's this other side that they were dating. Because what this is saying to me is that we're just coming out of some kind of situation where we went inside to heal, to recuperate, to recover. We've triumphed, meaning we may have overcome something or just came back to something. Yeah, because this is what we're saying. We're in this ego-driven space. We were in our own self-interest for a while. Um, and right now we have something to prove to ourselves. So we're out there to cut it up. And I'm not saying, when on many flowers of what I'm saying is there is some kind of energy of needing to heal. That's what I'm getting. So this is for the pair of tens that we have here. It's the seven of wands. It's the overall energy. Seven of wands plus seven of swords. That's an alert. There's an attack here. We need to remain on the high ground. And the combined energy is seven of swords, moving in secrecy, privacy, maybe being shady or sneaky, trifling and treacherous. Here it means cunning, strategy, tactics. But honestly, with the third party energy or 5D energy, it could be either or. There should be collaboration working together, but there may be third parties or triangulation. I know it's needing to work together. Triangulation is the three of swords. We're this eight of swords here. So second guessing or rules, regulations, restrictions. This other side wants to invite us out to play. They want to cut it up. They want to have fun. They're feeling ready to receive some type of transmission or to know what's up. But in a couple few days, there's going to be some type of move towards union, communion, partnerships. Okay. Okay. Now we're moving towards the high priestess. And what that looks like is a new beginning. So this Fool with the High Priestess is we're starting to get telepathic energy that is like more higher law and advanced, because it may also be telepathy combined with something else. So telepathy combined with dreams, telepathy combined with heart-to-heart communication, telepathy combined with, synchronicity and angel numbers. This next phase of the gathering today, where, of the counselorship, we're looking at this high priestess, but we start out with this Fool card. So, you know, this high priestess is clarified by the Five of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. There was some kind of energy that repelled us. When the Love came out, this other energy was maybe acting a little bit basic. Five of Wands, it doesn't need to be that, but that's what I'm getting for some reason. I just don't know why. Their lower nature came to the forefront, and it was not us, it was the other side. Okay? Five of Wands is crossings, conundrums, competition, challenges. It's karma because there's haterade here. Five of Cups specifically is akin to bottom of the barrel. It could be basic, petty, mediocre. And it's usually born out of jealousy, or it means that there's a karmic lesson. So with this five of Wands and the Fool card, what that means is a new karmic lesson. But it's not in the right triangle, so it's the other side. Because on our end, High Priestess, it's saying that we were sitting in a cycle of gracious exaltation. Because for our end, we have the Ten of Cups and the King of Cups, clarified by the Fool. So we felt like we wanted to give to some type of long-term committed relationship. We had hope, speranza. And we were just going to move that way, and we might have moved in a way that was strategic. And this other end kind of was like, I don't know how to rise to this occasion. But before, they were in this already. So, that happens sometimes when two stars come together. One person's used to being in the center of attention. And I'm saying it that way to dramatize that sometimes we meet our own energy and there's not clear sides, but we need to kind of share, whether it's the spotlight, whether it's the driver's seat, whether it's whatever. Sometimes that doesn't go well, and it's saying that it wasn't us, it was the other side, that they needed to work through some type of catalytic energy that very much was a karmic lesson. However, now they're in that knowledge, now they're in that awakening, and now they're aligned and they're putting in the work. So this is great. I can tell you for certain that this energy is putting in the work. That's very positive. Now we have a 3 and 8 of Pentacles, which is like a block or collapsing a portal or opening a portal. We have conversazione here, conversation. It could be with our spirit team, or it could be with amongst people. And there's talk of hope, there's talk of a bigger, brighter, and better future. Something's going to suddenly turn around. The thing is that somebody had some kind of agenda. And this is the full moon. So what I want to say about the full moon is that it expedites karma. The thing about the Sagittarius and the Gemini full moon is that on our end, it does give us increased. I'm saying, I know it's Gemini new moon this time of year and Sagittarius full moon, but in either or, when the moon is full in either Gemini or Sagittarius, it gives us a few things. It gives us understanding about both parts of ourselves, whether it's feminine, masculine, or whether it's the active, receptive, whether it's the place in our life where we put in work, energy, effort, attention. We call that inception and implementation, or whether it's the nurturing, creative side. We call it conception, gestation. It gives us the polarity within our own self. That's what either Gemini or Sagittarius does. So right now, we're learning about our craft, our talent, our ability, our skills, our gifts, and we're having to have that mirrored and reflected back to us for a couple of few days in our beliefs, in our faith, in our philosophy, and how we kind of approach and go out and move through the world. So right now what's coming up is relationships because this is the last kind of little piece of karma. The other little piece of karma that I'm seeing as often as love is that most of us should be on some kind of calling, some kind of divine path, and we're not. We're trapped or mired or enshrined in this. I need to work, I need to have a job to make money. And the thing is, we're already funded, we're already abundant. We might not see that manifesting because we're not in alignment with the calling on our life. We've kind of ventured off into free will, off somewhere in the corner, instead of marching straight directly into divine will, having our spiritual inheritance take care of the rest. And it's easier said than done. And there is a transition. And sometimes you got kids, sometimes you got bills, sometimes you got debt, sometimes you got responsibilities. And it's, again, easier said than done. But those are the two things that I'm seeing right now. One is that love is helping us expedite karma because that's kind of the where we're getting our our crap, our mess mirrored back to us. Okay. And the other one is we're also being broken down because we have to learn about the fact that we're here on a divine mission. We are here on assignment. We didn't pay admission to be here on earth. We actually are supposed to be getting paid a check because we're supposed to be helping and attending to everybody else, all the other little students here. And that's not what we do it. We off somewhere working for somebody up in their business, making the money and not building our own something, whether it's wealth, legacy, whatever, what have you. Yeah, so there's just something new, brand new about us. In this deck, it's called the Virgin, but Fanchula is not about chastity as much as it is about inexperience. So I keep hearing that song, What It Is, Oh, What's Up? Every good girl needs a little thug. Every bad boy needs a little love. So I do not know the lyrics. That's like out at night at the club with your friend dancing on the table. That's probably about the only time I ever heard that song. But we're growing, we're maturing, we're emerging from the chrysalis. This is the butterfly, it's kind of faded. And the other side, yeah, they were acting against themselves. They were getting in their own way because they were getting desperate in some kind of way, shape, form, or another. That's very helpful to know, though, because they're doing a good job at not showing that. So there might have been something here that was performative. Yeah, shucking and jocking, massaging and swaging, bobbing and weaving to hide the facts and protect their feelings. Okay, well, that's clear now. Okay, so we got a little bit of things to talk about. Okay, so we got to make some changes here. This next round, we're moving towards the Emperor. And firstly, the Emperor and the Sun means some type of graduation. However, things have to emerge from the darkness because we also have the moon here. We're coming from the moon going towards the Emperor. So there were hidden agendas, ulterior motives, hidden enemies, or there could have been something latent, unmanifest. It would have required for us to confront something. Typically, the thing that we're confronting is in the depths of our soul. It's kind of like a dark night of the soul, at least in the sense where we need to journey to the depths of our subconscious and talk to the things that go bump in the night. So I'm looking at the Emperor Sun card because that means graduation. And there is something budding for us. We have a lot of promise of the new. It's just beginning. But on this other side, they're trying to figure out a way to get up out of this malinconia dispiacere because they they made a mistake. Somebody made a mistake. A mystery is being revealed, or there's melodrama, and somebody here is hidden. We don't know how to interpret their motivation. We don't quite understand how they're moving. Now, I would wonder and question what's going on because we have the moon with the seven of swords. Now, it's negated here because the presence of the page of cups is here. But normally, and I do have to speak about this, my dear, when the seven of swords of the moon comes out, it's an alarm sounder for me. It's a red flag. Okay, let me tell you why. Because both of these cards mean hidden agendas, ulterior motives, and hidden enemies. So both of them together mean sideways, sneaky, seditious, trifling, treacherous, and treasonous. However, the Page of Cups brings in the energy of, okay, somebody may be a Virgo rising, somebody may have their Venus in the 12th house, in the 7th house, or in the sign of Pisces. And in that case, it negates the moon because the moon is no longer talking about hidden things. It can be talking about Pisces energy. However, it's the same energy, but it's going to manifest differently. So not everybody watching is going to be dealing with the Piscean energy. Somebody here is going to be dealing with a deceptive little hoe. I'm just going to say. Now, it can be that they're unawakened immature, that they're new to this. So they don't quite know how to handle every aspect of a relationship, but they do know how to express affection. Or it can be that they have a lot of feelings and they're not sharing them. It's going to be different stuff for different folks. Okay, so that's just what's up because we're leaving behind this. We need to confront something to this self-governance, self-mastery, self-possessed energy. What do I mean by self-possessed? Not self-obsessed, not self-absorbed, but self-guided, self-oriented, self-reliant. Because they might be single, and what they're going to want to do is talk through whatever it is that makes them not single. That could be the confrontation here, just the need to have a conversation. Because there was some type of recovery or convalescence. There was a wound. And so that might be the thing that they're being secretive about is that they really do have affection for us, but they weren't telling us the truth about what their real, true, genuine feelings are because I actually feel like we're the ones not being completely open and honest about the fact that we were hurt, maybe even deeply hurt. Because we had love to give and we were trying to give love and it didn't go anywhere. So we're recovering from something that we probably believed that we were rejected or denied or put on the back burner or were seen as boring, plain, mediocre, ordinary, lukewarm, placid, and tepid. Yeah, so somebody went around searching for better and they realized that they made a mistake. They got in their own way when this whole time there was going to be a shift change and a seed change, but they came back to resentment. They always planned to come back, but they didn't come back to the same person they left. I don't mean to laugh, but I do mean to cackle. That's kind of amusing to me. Okay, then let's check to see what this Piscean energy is. Yeah, this their motivations are not clear, and what their plans are and what they're doing behind the scenes are not clear. Also would mean that we're misperceiving whatever it is that they're doing. Rightly so, because they're not being open. There is some type of intentional obscured, something is obscured intentionally here. Okay, now we get into a juicy part. Some changes, like I said, needed to be made. And I'm glad we're going to be wrapping up soon. Mama had to go get some coffee because this is exhausting. I need to say something, my dear. There's other things to talk about. It's just love keeps coming up because that's the thing that's going to break us out, break us free. A lot of us are walking around in a stupor. Information's not getting to us. Awakenings are not happening as quickly enough. Epiphanies aren't landing and integrating because we're kind of focused. We're either focused on money or focused on ourselves. And if we're focused on other people, we're putting our power in those other people's hands. So this is part of the reason why love keeps coming up. And now that I've said that, I can get back to talking about both sides of the coin. I'll give us a version that doesn't include another person and a version that does include another person. And sometimes it'll be professional with another person. Sometimes it'll be romantic with another person. Okay. So we have the sun and the star. We're coming from the area of the sun. We're going towards the area of the star. This is the second time in as many days that the sun and the star have come out. So the sun and the star together mean being recognized for one's own gifts, finally being seen. And we do have the Two of Cups here, although there's no matching other energy. This is saying that we're feeling love, feeling connection. Page of Cups, Two of Cups. So it's not always love to another person, because this just means a bond, a union. It is soulmate union, but it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be congenial, not filial. Because we're feeling connected, but we're also feeling withdrawn. Meaning we recognize a union, but we don't necessarily need to go towards it. We also have a pair of eights here in the reading. So two eights could be spending a lot of time, energy, effort, attention in the place and we gain wisdom because we are done learning whatever we need to learn from the environment surrounding location, or it could be witchcraft. Spell work specifically, not witchcraft. We don't have a double five, we have a double eight. So let's check into this double eight. Yeah. Queen of Cups here. Let's see overall energy. The shared energy is the Two of Cups, and then we have the Eight of Wands on our side. We have this Ace of Wands. I am getting a little bit of a, I'm detecting some witchcraft. King and Eight of Wands means projection or wanting to expand, wanting to speed things up. Queen of Pentacles is the sorceress. And then the energy that a sorceress would need is a two of some kind, which gives them access. Here they have access to our heart chakra, or they've found some type of cord that unifies and bonds. I'm not even finding another interpretation here. The Queen of Cups is the golden goose. It's the one that needs stability. They've also attained some type of practical knowledge. But here we have an Ace of Wands, which is creative in the beginning, and this is on our side. On the other side, we have Eight of Wands. So that person's expanding, accelerating, or they're projecting something. I don't want to see projections with any of the court cards in the Wands or any of the court cards in the Pentacles. So we have a court card in the Wand and a court card in the Pentacle. So now I'm suspect of this Two of Cups because I accidentally said Five of Pentacles earlier as witchcraft when there was no witchcraft, but there can be the presence of spell work. A double eight means spell work, manipulation, or wisdom that we gain through time, energy, effort, and attention as a form of indulgence in a environment surrounding location. I know that was a mouthful, but I'm masterful with these cards. It's my craft. So, a lot of decades have gone into that. So that's the technicals of a pair of eights here. So why don't we just look one more time? Because I keep hearing the beginning stanza of the Sailor Moon song, fighting evil by the moonlight. She is the one called Sailor Moon. Yeah, so literally fighting evil by the moonlight. And it's actually fighting evil in the daylight. Oh no, protecting love in the daylight. Yeah, okay, so this is basically somebody of an opposing mind, somebody with an adverse decision, somebody that wants to seal the gate, close the road. Basically, it's not on the same page, the opposite of that. And then the same cards came back. Queen of Wands. Yeah, so there's an energy of wanting a reconciliation here and not liking that our answer is no or that we've put our boundaries because once you lose access, it's never really granted again, not in the same way at least. Because this clarifying this star card is the Five of Cups, Eight of Wands, which means a lot of changes are happening and it's actually speeding up. That we are needing speed, acceleration, or there might be a witch here. Because what's clarifying the Sun card is the Page of Cups with the Eight of Cups, meaning we're feeling withdrawn. What does that mean? Tell me. Yeah, something's here moving in secret or it has power behind the scenes. So it could be that our hidden power is by withdrawing our energy. We're not doing that to make a power move, but we're taking our power back essentially. Because now we have some kind of loyalty and fidelity, but the situation came out because they had to think about it. It's like a hindsight situation. And now we're kind of just gone dry, stoic, cold. We're no longer warm about the situation. Our feelings are not getting ignited. Our passions are not getting ignited. Nothing is drawing on our energy. And this opposite side is trying to lead us into a path of something with them, but it can be to siphon or strip because we're the innocent. Honestly, when I see certain energies like witchcraft or malinconia, some type of banefulness, I would look for sacrifice. So the pages tell you about sacrifices. The Page of Cups specifically is that one that's either a virgin or innocent or pure-hearted or whatever. Sometimes you need a sacrifice, sometimes you need a target, sometimes you need a virgin. So this is that energy here. That's what I'm getting. And it can be that somebody here is a Taurus rising. It can be that somebody here has their Venus in Cancer. But what I'm getting, or Venus in Scorpio, but what I'm getting is that our innocence and naivete brought us a lot of illumination and enlightenment. And what it did was give us the ability to move on, move forward, leaving things behind. We left things on the table because it wasn't being served up in the way that we needed it. And now things are rushing back. And love did not, again, need to be filial. It can be congenial as well. And we're going down this path of life, path, spirit, karma, destiny. We're going on the path of our calling, but we're needing to make changes, even abandon some things or leave some things behind or out in the cold or stop giving energy to certain things. Literally, by starving certain things, other things can grow. How do you kill a cancer? Starve it. Don't feed it. Don't give it attention. And a cancer could be some type of mutative growth in the body. A cancer can be a malignant, toxic person in our energy field, somebody in our environment, surrounding locations that's just doing the most, whatever, what have you. Let's just call it what it is. It's an unhealthy growth, whether it's toxic, malignant, malicious, whatever. So there will be expansion when we go towards our vision. I want to know what that Queen of Wands, Eight of Wands was. But yeah, it says that after we go towards our vision here, there is going to be some type of reverberation, lick back. Yeah, for some of us, we're coming out from underneath spell work. For others of us, we're coming out from underneath some type of illusion that we needed to give to something that wasn't given to us. And now we're on the path from the devil. Permiso, perdonimo, mi scusi. Now we're on the path from the death card. Again, the death card. Now we're on the path of the death card toward the Empress. So that could mean Niriti, Alakshmi, with the Seven of Cups as well. It can mean Mohini, the Enchantress. There's also some kind of purging or evacuation here, clearing away with the Seven of Cups and the Death card. So we have a lot of things to look at already. Because the Queen of Cups, Two of Cups, the Queen need Cups connection. So the Queen of Cups, Two of Cups needs to be on the same page with somebody. We're clearing away anything that's not in union. I'm seeing this happen a lot. Those who are only interested in pair bonding or family planning or whatever, what have you, they're cutting out anything that's kind of unclear, uncertain, people that don't know who they are, that don't know what they want. And before they were entertaining in that space, holding space for those people because it felt good or they were having fun or la-di-da or yada yada. And it's like, okay, if right now you're looking to manifest a lover, a companion, there's two things. Go towards number one, the things that bring you joy. Like you're going to find your person at your highest vibration. Number two, you've got to be intentional. Put that intention out to the universe. Let the frequency, energy, vibration, let your energetic field carry that intention as well. So it's interesting because we have a Queen of Wands, Three of Wands here. So corresponding energy. And then we have a Queen of Cups, Two of Cups here. So something has been activated. Something is now, we're carrying the frequency, we're sitting in it. I want to know what the Seven of Cups, that card is about, because it usually means clearing, cleaning house. It could even be like servicing a septic system or draining the swamp, something like that. Disappointment, displeasure, being brought to tears because, yeah, it's just contrivial. We're wanting to be more serious, and um, everything around us is kind of like casual or contrived, and we need authentic. We need something that really hits. So if we're going towards the Empress card, which is self-worth and value, high worth, high favor, high deservedness, anointing, beloved, nurturing, creativity, gestation, cultivation, conception, that means we're needing expansion, needing franchise purchase autonomy, because we're on the journey to learn this practical skill here, or to receive some type of material blessing, maybe a commitment of some kind is what I'm getting. Now, for others of us, we're dealing with somebody that is starting to get the things in place that they need in order to make a commitment, and it's to begin the commitment. But the page isn't a small offer because they're not small. They just finally have that thing in hand that they need to start building something. But sometimes you should be suspect of the page. It might mean a small offer. It's not that here. And some of us are looking to get pregnant. It may be with child, it may be start a business, it may be manage some kind of project, but I'm just going to say that. Now, there's energy here that's suspect to me, but it's negated. The court cards and the pentacles of the cups can negate the devil. So for some of us, we're dealing with an Aries rising. For others of us, we're dealing with a Cancer rising. There may also be Moon in Scorpio. For the Moon in Scorpio, it's most likely that Venus is conjunct or aspecting positively. Yeah, there definitely is Venus in Scorpio and Moon in Scorpio here. Okay, so because it's saying that the Moon in Scorpio or Venus. Okay, no, it's saying that Moon in Scorpio is us, Venus in Scorpio is another person. That for the Venus in Scorpio, the situation is stuck. They want to give us some type of affection, adoration, appreciation, acknowledgement, affirmation, even, yet something needs to come to an end. The last part of that is that we could be going through our ego phase right now where we need to humble ourselves, and that we will, in fact, do that exact thing, humble ourselves in the future. That right now we need to return to something. So I just gave two indicators there, one for those connected to somebody, and the last one for us to connect to ourselves. Now, this needing connection, Queen of Cups, Two of Cups, let's check on that, because it doesn't necessarily need to be romantic, but this could mean that we're looking at multiple moving pieces, overall energy, but we're also kind of longing because we've had a lot of disappointments and delays along the way. It's saying in the future that this thing that we're looking for will come in. Now, some of us are in that thing already, and that means that it will clean up. So this meeting, franchise purchase, need waiting on receipts. Let's take a look at that. Queen of Wands, Three of Wands. Yeah, when something shows up, shows out, speaks up, it's gonna be a little bit explosive because they've been this energy, whether it's us or them, it comes out because the pressure builds. We'll finally get the notification because the pressure builds. Meanwhile, we've been attending to a situation the whole time, maybe love or maybe some type of connection. I'm getting two things there, job and love. So we've been cultivating our career, working on our talents, building our value, and we finally get that sweet spot, that sweet position. Whatever it is, something is approaching, something is on the way. So I feel more likely somebody's gonna confess their love, their feelings, their whatever, their what have you. Because now we're moving towards a strength card from the devil. So usually that means overcoming your lower nature. However, in some times, because the devil's out and the Five of Cups is out, so we have a five and a devil, that both of those cards make everything here reversed. Sun in reverse means unable to hide your rage, unable to hide your anger, actually unleashing it on someone. So let's check on that. What is this devil plus the strength card? Well, here it's positive. Speranza, which means hope. Viaggio, something's on the way. So I think the situation gets too prickly. And they had to think about it a lot. And what they were thinking about is Allegrezza al cuore, the joy of the heart. So it doesn't equate to be negative. We've overcome something. However, in the triangle where this devil card is, sanctuary and refuge was compromised because there was some type of illusion, delusion, confusion. Somebody was living either in sin or unhealed, unawakened. But again, they've overcome that. We have the five, six, and seven. That's a progressive number, all of cups. Like I said, somebody was unhealed, unawakened, and they had to overcome that. An ending came to this stagnation, and what that did was we had to shut our mouth and move in secret, is what this is really, really telling me. In order to get here, we needed to be quiet about the things that we were working on, especially if we were trying to form a bond, a relationship. There were too many cooks in the kitchen, or maybe there was imposter spirits or monitoring spirits around us, and there was some type of blockage. For those of us connected to somebody, we will be moving into love after some type of reconciliation that's coming. There was a period of darkness where something came along that was supposed to uplift us. Instead, we let it help us descend because we looked God in the eye and we were afraid, meaning there was falsities, ignorance, illusion, or fear. There's nothing here talking about a Cancer rising. It's really more unhealed, unawakened, childish, an inability to move forward, to move on, a regression of some kind, Six of Cups in reverse, probably because sappy. I'm hearing the word sappy. I don't know what that means. I don't have a reference for it, but I'm hearing the word sappy. To me, Five of Cups in reverse is, I don't use the typical reversal meanings. I'm sorry. Five of Cups in reverse means melancholy, unnecessary grieving. The period has lapsed. Now, grief is comes in waves and it's never the same for every individual person, but there's a formula. Not no but. I retract the but. There is a formula. Okay, and it's the longest and the most stringent is if you're married. Say you're married for 10 years, that's 120 months. So you would take anywhere from 120 days to 120 weeks to recover and recuperate. So anything from 3 months to 2 years. After the 2 year mark, you have to just take the next step. Doesn't mean that you won't continue to grieve, and who has the right to tell you how long to grieve for? So when the Five of Cups in reverse comes, it means either melancholy or, okay, the 2 years has kind of ended and you're still wearing your wedding ring. Or this 2 years have kind of ended and you haven't still upgraded your status on Facebook from married to widowed. You hear what I'm saying? And that's an arbitrary example. Again, it is not an absolute, my dear. Nobody should tell you how long to grieve. But the difference between grieving and mourning, though, grieving is still dealing with the shock of the new, that there's been this change. Mourning is putting yourself together after that initial grief. So to me, I never tell a person how long to grieve. I think that's kind of rude. However, sometimes you do need to move through the stages of grief. If you're still on denial and it's been 2 years, you at least be angry about something. At least start bargaining and move into disbelief. You hear what I'm saying? Said differently, move out of grief into mourning. You can mourn for the rest of your life if you want, but you might need to get away from grief because grief drags you down. Mourning, this gives you a solemn nature. That's Five of Cups in reverse. It also means that there's a failure to disperse. There's a failure to accept defeat. There's a failure to have your bubble burst. You're still wanting to remain in cloud nine, especially with the Six of Cups in reverse. That's an inversion, a regression of some kind. Seven of Cups in reverse means you're around unsavory people. People that are living in sin, that are lewd and lascivious, and it's toxic. If you feed it, it will eat you. Swamp maidens, too. Also, be very careful around sexually transmitted diseases and that kind of energy, please. Literally, I hate to say it, but it's come up twice in this reading, and it's confirmed by the Strength card. I'm going to leave that there and move on. But if I were to tell you how to detect an STI, STD in a reading, a lot of the little buttons are being pushed in this specific round. So heed my warning. Everything is set in place, but what we've got to understand is we also have La Nimica. We have the Queen of Spades and the King of Spades with the Five of Spades. So we've got to move from this darkness into the light, period, point blank in the story, because this is designed to keep us disempowered. There's trickster energy here, devil and the magician, but also we could be a powerful communicator. So I think if we voice our boundaries and voice our standards, that energy has nowhere to hide. There's a way to disarm a toxic situation. Because this next round, we move into justice. Literally, we move into alignment, karmic retribution, karmic justice here. We're going from the magician to the temperance card. So that means that there's some kind of, okay, and then we had a double queen. I forgot to take a look at that. Being left to our own devices, something means that there was competition and then we found peace. We learned our value and our worth. I'm hearing that song, Don't Forget About Us. Nothing can compare to our first true love. So we might still be thinking about the past. Maybe that's what that Five of Cups was talking about. We haven't gotten over something that happened maybe a long time ago. With the Five of Cups in reverse, it's that deep. It really is that deep. Because it's saying, no, baby, no, baby, no, baby, don't forget about us. It's the Mariah Carey song. And the Nine of Swords already came out. We may be up late at night thinking about something that's left us or moved on. So we're moving towards the Temperance card, spiritual perfection, angel wings. There may be some type of Sagittarius rising, Mars in the ninth house, Mars in Sagittarius. And this is the twin flame. So when we move on, move forward, deal with the breakup, deal with the mourning, deal with the grief, let go, let God, move on, move forward. Then we go into twin flame union when before we only had soulmate union, and that was a false twin. If we thought that that soulmate union was a twin flame union, it was not. It was a catalytic experience, and it might have even been somebody that there was never supposed to be romance with. It was only supposed to be some type of muse, catalytic, waking up, activating kind of moment. But we decided to take it for something other than what it was, and we got stuck there, stuck on stupid mainly, plainly, to be frank and to be forward. That's what that was. That's what that is. We have the Four of Wands here with the Temperance card. That's twin flame union. With an Ace of Pentacles and a Prince of Wands, that's somebody driving it forward, moving it forward, or it's a Sagittarius rising or Mars in Sagittarius or the ninth house. Because what we're needing here, Queen of Swords, Six of Swords, is to move on, to move forward into calmer emotional waters, to leave something behind clearly in the past. What that was the Five of Cups, mourning, grief, disappointment, even being broken up with. Something had to come out into the open. It would have happened suddenly, out of the blue. So it could have been the why of the why of the why of the why, never understanding, never getting closure. That's hard, and that can keep you grieving for a little bit longer than you need to. Because something's also going to come back, and I'm hearing that a lot lately. You know, when you move on, they run after you and chase. So the High Priestess came out and the Prince card came out. So that's the moon in Sagittarius. So we're done. Let me clarify this so we can move on. Move forward. So we have a triple Mercury here, or quadruple if you really know what the Temperance card means. So it means Mercury in Virgo. It's the exalted Mercury, and the zodiac is Sagittarius, but the astrology is exaltation of Mercury. Every card gets exalted in another card. So for Mercury, it's the Temperance. Something is building, is budding, but after we put something to bed, so we were stuck there. Amalato is the sickness and the malady. We were stuck there. And it took us a while to discover, but we finally did, that all these delays were because we were hoping, wishing, praying, or discovering, or researching, or whatever. And once we finally became beneficial and positive and less harmful to ourselves, we got up and out of that situation. The situation was over for a long time, but it took us a moment to recognize, to realize. And joy came back when we came back to ourselves. Alegresal cuore dottore fortuna. When we decided to move on, move forward, we worked that out. So something's coming into alignment here. Justice card. We decided to move on and move forward, leaving something in the past. A bubble burst for us. And what that gave us was the ability to move towards something that was viable, because we weren't doing that. So it's been an honor and a privilege and a pleasure to serve. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to do so. This is a reading of emergence. We're coming out of the darkness, moving into the light, because we know what to believe and what to think about certain situations. And we were attached to something that we needed to move on, move forward from. So this is about purging false beliefs. It's been an honor and a privilege and a pleasure to serve. Thank you for allowing me to do so. Take care. We'll see you in the next one. We're going to have a quick prayer for all those still lost out there to illusion, delusion, confusion, lost in the seas of time, trapped somewhere in the matrix, yet to heal, yet to awaken, yet to return to the resplendent grace of the divine, unconditional loving, universal oneness. We love you. We're sorry. Please forgive us. Thank you. We pray that your steps are ordered, your path illuminated, and that you find salvation and redemption in this life. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be whole, may you be at peace, may you receive everything you ever wanted, starting with what you deserve. Until we meet again, until we read again, namaste, dandava, and ashe, sayonara, that's vidanya, avida zane. Go ahead and smash that like button. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.